Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to this rather impromptu draw stream. Microphone's running away on me here. There we go. So, my name is Tim, otherwise known as Gollum Wolf, here on the YouTubes and the Twitches. I am working on the first page for my comic book. Anyone that caught my stream the other day saw me working on the page, and if you remember that, this looks a lot different. So I don't know. I was okay with the way that first page turned out. I don't know. There was something about it that just didn't really sit well with me. And so I decided to change it up a bit. Let's see here. I might be able to let's see if I can zoom this out a bit. There we go. There we go. Let me know if that I don't know if that music is too loud or whatever. I just picked a random alternative rock channel, so hopefully it's alright. But anyway, yeah, so I did let's see, actually, boom, here it is. So this was my first attempt at the page. I think it's fine. I think, it's definitely, I like the scale of it, that kind of a thing, but I don't know, it's really cluttered and doesn't have a lot of focus to it, and it's kind of struggling with what I want the purpose of this page to be. The purpose is I want you to know this guy is handcuffed, or his hands are bound by ropes. He's being escorted into a building, and then we got this mysterious figure watching from a distance. That's really the main purpose of this page. It's the first page, so I really want to get you wondering what's going on and get your interest. And there are some perspective issues and all that stuff too, which I would fix as we go, but I don't know, something about it just wasn't really gelling with me, or it just didn't really feel right. So I did another take on it, and then this is where I'm at right now. I added a Dutch angle, which is when you tilt the camera. You see it a lot in movies too. I never get tired of Dutch tilts. I just think they're awesome. Yeah, so at this point, I just, you got Dom and I really want to make sure he's bigger than everybody, because, he's a big dude and it makes him stand out. And then, you got your silhouette figure here. And then I wanted to make sure we got a little look at her face, just a little bit of a tease, because the next couple pages are going to be really focused on her doing some stuff. So I want to at least give you a little bit of an idea who kind of you're dealing with here, and I kind of like that we were able to fit her face in. So I like the layouts, I like the roughs. So at this point it's just a matter of cleaning it up and doing my lighting and all that fun stuff and making it look a little bit more polished. My goal is to get this page done, at least penciled, today, by the end of the day. So tomorrow, I'm going to be live streaming with Creative Faye and Fabrizio Aiello, who are phenomenal artists in their own right. We're just going to be hanging out, working on our art, chit-chatting, and just hanging out, having a good time. And they're going to be working on their own comics, their own pages, and so I kind of wanted to have a little something that on my own to work on. So I really wanted to get this done, get this ready to go. So yeah, so I'm just gonna chill and try to get most of this done, try to get as much of this done as I can, at least for a little bit. We'll see how things go. one thing you can do sometimes is you can take a piece of paper and kind of just lay it over the page, and then put your palm down, so that way you're not smearing it. Although this is a harder pencil lead, and so one of the reasons I like it is because it doesn't smear as much, but this just kind of helps you not have to worry about smearing. And I do rotate the page a lot. Now, a lot of this stuff is going to get defined in the inks, and since I am inking it, I don't need it to be, super precise, like finalized, because there is going to be a lot, made in the inks, and I'm not going to follow these pencils 100%, at least when it comes to, like, these shadow shapes here and all that stuff. A lot of this is going to get redone, but I'm not 100% confident in my inking skills at the moment. So the stuff I'm gonna put down here is it's a fallback, in case it's a fallback in case when I'm actually inking it, I won't I get stuck or not really sure what to do. At least I'll have that as a fallback plan, whatever I do. So what I am going to do though is once these pencils are done, I'm going to scan it, convert it to blue line, and print that out. So I'm not going to ink directly on these pencils, because sometimes all that racing and whatnot I'm doing can make the paper, that can be pretty brutal on the paper, and that can make it hard to ink on after a while. So blue lining it and printing it out on another piece of paper can really help you out with that. And plus, if you royally screw up the inks, you got a backup. You can just print another one. A lot of this is going to get most of this is going to get put in shadow, because they got these torches coming out in the front there, so that's going to cause a bunch of lighting in the back. And then what I want to do though is since I got this line here, I'm going to put just a subtle little gap in between the black and that line there. That's called haloing. That'll be more obvious when I ink it too, but yeah, that will allow me to keep those lines consistent. I don't know. Actually, you know what? That might not even be necessary. I can just, for that spot. I will here, because I'm running this into silhouette. I really want to make sure this silhouette stays stays clean, stays clear, because we're really relying on this silhouette. So this is Domini, this is Elodie, and again, this is the first page, so we don't really know these characters at this point, but yeah, we're going to be introducing more of her first. The next few pages, you're going to see her doing what she does. In reality, I don't need to fill this in, since I'd be filling it in the inks anyway, but I don't know. I just like filling it in just so I can kind of see what it looks like. This guy is going to be kind of self-important character, so I really want to get that in his body language and in his suit. Like, this guy is, he thinks of himself very highly, whether he should or not, he does. So he's going to be, looking up at Domini. I really want to make sure he was bigger than all of them. So let's see. Kind of give him little, what do they call those? Polds? I think that's what they're called. Kind of get his. Pretty much all this is going to get. I'll just shade all that. Get those pauldrons. A lot of negative space. I hope that's at least coming through when I'm doing here. Here, let's try this. Yep, just kind of using shadows and highlights to and there's pauldrons. Not pauldrons, these are pauldrons. These are gauntlets. You know what I meant. Let's see. Again, since I got the silhouette, I need to make sure I'm keeping. She's got these little needle things that she's using to hold her hair back, and that's kind of a feature in her character design that I definitely don't want to lose, so we can halo that out. We'll just silhouette the legs out because that's not all that important. lot of these are going to be kind of lost edges anyway. So that is okay. Well, I might halo some of these a little bit maybe when I'm inking. We'll see. So we're going to see his triceps back here. Which are huge. And, you know what? I might just silhouette that whole arm. Wally Wood, the famous Wally Wood. When in doubt, black it out. Cool, 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 cool. This is Dominai's axe. This guy's struggling to lift, so I want to make sure that gets highlighted. I might give him a mustache. Yeah, I don't know how exciting this is to watch. Oh, hey, tell you what, that's really, let's try this. Try bringing that up a little bit. Yeah, let's try that. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure how, let's see if I can get that a whole lot. Alright, let's go with that for, we'll go with that for a little bit. I'm going to switch pencils here. These are also 2H. showing up, kind of. Yeah. Getting some detail out of it. Tell you what, give me just a second. Let me see if I can adjust this camera to make it look a little bit better. I'll be right back. Shit. All right, let's see if that looks a little bit better here. So we're going to go to default that. Sharpen this up a bit. Sorry about this, folks. There. There. Hopefully now you can see that a little bit better. So this is the stage, yeah, where I just, you know, erase, clean, erase, clean. me here just a moment. Thank you very much for your patience on that. All right, here we go. So let's get back to figuring out what we're doing here. Okay, we'll just get this guy. Now the reality is this is probably a bit more detail than I even really need to get into, because I could just, you know, block a lot of this out. Put a lot of heavy shadows. And a lot of this, but I want to try to keep that. I want to kind of try to keep that little white line there. They call that a halo effect. Keep that halo again, because I want it to read when kind of the shadows. Yeah, I'm trying to get. It's one thing I'm trying to do with my art is being a bit less. Scared of putting in the big, you know, big areas of solid black. You know what I might do? Let's just try it. his eye, block him out instead, just for his eye. Yeah, I kind of like that actually. Kinda. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like that. God, I love penciling. Let's see. So let me zoom out a little bit, because I do like to jump around the page a bit. So hopefully we can do this without getting too lost here. Hopefully some of you out there find this process interesting, at least. Again, a lot of these like halos and things like that, that'll get polished up when I do the inks. But yeah, like I said earlier, I just want to give myself at least a fallback game plan in case just in case when it comes to inking I can't think of anything better. I can always rely on what I got here. The head of this axe is heavily inspired by the real-life Dane axes from real-life history. Those things are awesome, but I am putting my own kind of spin on it, just to make it more uniquely his. Hey, Mom. Oh, music kind of loud. Okay, thank you. Thanks. That's what I was wondering. So let me take that down. How's that? Is that better? Yeah, I never know. So, thank you. Yeah, please let me know if that sounds better or if that's too loud or if I should just even have the music on. Yeah, I know everyone's got their own tastes, so if we decide we don't want it, I'll just like to hear your voice and voice. Yeah, so now it's more in the background. All right, perfect. Thank you. Good to know. Good to know. So yeah, this stage is just a lot of mostly just cleaning up. So I've got all my big shapes here. You know, I got my layouts done. I know where I want to go with it, so now it's just a matter of making sure everything looks the way it should, and everything's clear and looks cool and that kind of stuff. So just a lot of, you know, throwing down lines, erasing, cleaning, that kind of stuff. I don't know if you can see here, I did some, these are some rough layouts I did, trying out the, just to kind of see what it could turn into. Yeah, just kind of, once I see it, I can, you know, make adjustments as I go. And this is kind of roughly the what my, I ended up with. Obviously, I changed this last panel to having her face. I just thought that looked a little cool. Maybe hair down more. Sounds good. How about that? Perfect. Awesome. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to stream tonight. I just I need to get some progress made on this, and I just know when I stream it, I tend to be a little bit more productive. But again, I will be, something I'm really excited about is I'll be streaming tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Time with the amazing Creative Faye and Fabrizio Aiello, who are both amazing artists in their own right, and both have some great comics they're working on. And really excited to get a chance to stream with them, talk nerdy stuff, and draw alongside with them. And they're each going to be working on their own books they got going on. Fabrizio has the Horace H. Hoover, which I got the first 3 issues. I've read the first one so far, and it's just a lot of fun. Love it. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. So I'm looking forward to reading the next 2. He's working on it, issue 4 right now. See if I can trick him into giving me some tips here and there. Let's see here. Also recovering from a food coma, so there's that too. Every once in a while I get a little too eager and start pressing too hard. And just make sure I got the hand here. He's got a sword scabbard like that. He's a big dude, so I kind of want him to feel like that. Yeah, again, kind of like this guy. I don't want to go too crazy on details, but his face, but I do want to give him a personality, so we'll give him a real pudgy nose, and you know what, maybe I'll give him some mutton chops. What the heck? Nope, wrong pencils. Too many pencils. Where'd you go? I mean, this one will work. I want him to look kind of... He's very self-important. Where did that pencil go? Aha! Found it. Okay. This one's just a little thicker lead than this one, so I can cover a little bit of a bigger area here. But it's also thinner than the wood pencil, so it's kind of got some advantages when it's coming to details and whatnot. You know what? I don't know. Let's see. This is the fun of comics and cartooning, is you can really go to town with characterizing. Hidgeman, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hope all is good with you. You're not a name I recognize, so thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it. Give him a big old round chin. Give him a round nose, little tiny ear. Give him a real stern look. I did kind of want to have them have the kind of like the sidewall hair. Salem Gamers, hello bro, how's it going? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Hope all is good with you. Thanks for stopping by. Just working on my first page for my comic book. Hey, I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Having a lot of fun drawing some comics. This is my first page I'm working on for my first issue. I got, this is my main character here. We're kind of doing a slow, mysterious reveal for him. His name is Domini. He's a barbarian type. JoJo? No, it is not. Nothing against JoJo. I don't know anything about it. No, I'm a 90s kid, so I grew up on, a lot of the 90s Image comics and a lot of the older stuff I've kind of caught up on lately. Gotcha. Yeah, I won't pretend to know anything about JoJo. This is inspired by a lot of the old like Conan and Robert E. Howard type stuff, but I'm putting my own spin on it. It's going to be a barbarian. It's like a fantasy action horror type book. Again, this is the first page of the first issue. So the title. Thank you. Yeah, the title of the story arc, actually a first reveal here, is called The Reluctant Dead. So there is a meaning behind that I don't want to spoil. You'll have to read the book to figure out what that means. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun just to have a good barbarian romp. I feel like the Reluctant Dead, yes, that's the name of the title of this first series of this story arc, with my main character Domini. That's cool. Thank you. Yeah, there is a meaning to that title within the story that will become clear as you read it. I don't want it to I don't want to spoil anything. But basically, what I'm trying to get across on this scene, I was showing this a bit earlier. This is my first attempt at this page. My first thought was, let's show the size of the camp and how many people are in here and all this. But I don't know. I just felt like it didn't have a whole lot of dramatic weight to it. And, it just wasn't very clear, like, what was going on. And I don't know. I just thought it was kind of muddy and a little bit boring and kind of lacked some focus. So I redid it and came up with this, a little bit of a Dutch tilt angle, which I'm a fan of. Oh, dude, trust me, it's going to be brutal. That's not a problem. Oh man, I have ideas, but again, that'd be spoilers if I went into detail on that, so I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, trust me, if you like brutal horror and action, I think you'll get a kick out of this. So I got a little bit. I got a ways to go. This is going to be a 20-page book. This is issue 1, or this is page 1. So Gal Dragons is now following. Thank you so much. If you want to inspire any kills, she made in Abyss Deaths. Thanks. I might check that out, but trust me, I'm a long time reader of barbarian fiction and fantasy and horror, so I got some ideas. Don't you worry. But I'll keep that in mind if I get stuck. So, but yeah, now, well, one of the reasons I came up with this story is because I felt like the, the barbarian kind of genre has been done a little dirty lately, at least from what I've seen. So I kind of wanted to do my own little take on it. He's going to be a little bit more of a heroic type character, so he's not going to be quite as selfish. Thank you. Talking about me or that show, ReZero. I mean, I would agree with both. But yeah, in case you weren't here when I was saying it earlier, I'm going to be you on the genre. Agree. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, the best barbarian stuff right now, Titan Comics is doing a great Conan book. I've gotten behind on it. I got to read more of it. That's really good. Andy Smith had a great indie comic called Kordrath, which is really good, but otherwise, not a whole lot else, I mean, there was all those like Conan knockoffs in the 80s, and I bet yours will skyrocket. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I hope so. That's the dream, isn't it? I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, my main goal with this is to entertain people. I want a character that he's a good guy. He's got, decent heroic morals, but he's also not by any means a pushover. There's a real life guy that I follow. His name is Tim Kennedy. He's a Green Beret, or a retired Green Beret. And there's a great quote from him I love where he says, first one ready. Thank you. Salem's Gamer is followed. Thank you. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. But he says the only thing that stops evil men intent on violence is good men who are better at it. And that's going to be Dominai to a T. Filling in nicely. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that, man. Trust me, when the book gets close to getting ready, believe me, I will not be shutting up about it. So no worries there. You will definitely know. I'm hoping to eventually, if I get enough, people following to justify it, looking into doing like a Patreon or something that I can have where people can so I don't have to worry so much about spoilers on that one. I can just say, look, you're going to get spoilers as I work on the book, and then hopefully give you some inside stuff and on what's happening, and then when that's the idea. The goal is to make some money off of this eventually, but hopefully, and then when the book does come out officially, I'm just spitballing, but if you were a Patreon supporter, I can get you some kind of discount, or I don't know. I'm thinking out loud. I'm just spitballing ideas. Paige Hidgeman, does this be your first comic? Yes, this is my, the first one I'm putting out there for sure. I've drawn several, little comics just for me that were terrible and not for any public consumption. But hey, I've learned a lot from those, and I've done a lot of studying, so hopefully I can make this one a bit better. Hopefully I can make this something worth, something that people would want to read. Check out your Instagram. Looks great and great. The common sense product, Gao Dragon. Thank you very much. I really do. I really appreciate that. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Go Gao Dragon. I love that. I like that name. Gao Dragon. So tell me, are you a comic book fan? Anyone out there? What kind of stuff do you like? What kind of stories, movies, comics, whatever? What's kind of your go-tos? I want to get... There we go. Just kind of shows he's got a little bit of a... He's got a little bit of a skull there. Let's see. You know what? I'll probably just... I'll just black out all that. But thank you for checking out the Instagram. Appreciate it. Haven't read many comics by Draw Panels. Awesome. Do you post your work? I'd love to see it. But yeah, I'm a massive comic book nerd. I love the medium. I love the art. I love film too, but you know, movies are expensive to make and take a lot of time, so I can't really, you know, devote to comics. But here we go. I like your comics. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Thanks, Mama. Yeah, but is it Hage Higman? Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, let me know. If you post your work anywhere, I'd love to see it. For anyone that's curious, if you haven't heard me, if you weren't here when I said it earlier, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time, I will be doing a collaborative stream with two amazing artists named... she goes by Creative Faye, and then the other guy goes by Fabrizio Aiello. Well, of course he goes by that because that's his name. Two incredible comic book artists in their own right, and yeah, we're going to be working on our pages together. On my comic book pages. I do post my doodles. Hey, that's awesome, man. That's great to... It's good to post stuff. I'll check it out. Random stuff I give up on. Oh, that's real. I hear that, man. I know for me, a lot of times, like, you just want to draw something and, you know, you just, it doesn't go anywhere, or you just kind of lose it. But for me, what I gravitate towards is making sure there's a story in there somewhere. Like when I get stuck or give up on a drawing, it's usually because I don't have any kind of story associated with it. I'm a big story nut, so I want to make sure there's something interesting at least in it. Now, obviously, you can't have them all the time. If you're just doing your, you know, if you're just doing a pinup or whatnot, you know, you're not gonna have too much, but you can still kind of insinuate something. But that's the fun for comics, you know. You're like, hopefully you're like, okay, who's this girl? What's he doing? Who are these guys? What's happening? You know, that kind of stuff. Hopefully, you know, and hopefully you'll see that and just go, oh, I must know what's going on. And then hopefully when you turn the pages and go through the book, the answers will be satisfying. And yes, to was it Salem Gamers to point, there definitely will be some brutality because he's a barbarian. That's just what we do. when I play D&D, I'm always a barbarian, or a fighter and all that. And I'm kind of tired of the big dumb brute trope, you know, for the sake of a joke. Because if you ever read like the original Conan books by Robert E. Howard, they're amazing for one, and he's actually intelligent. Yeah, I like barbarian fighters. Same. Probably my the one I played the most. I haven't played in way too long, but yeah, he was a dragonborn barbarian, ice dragon barbarian. I based his personality off of Columbo. So, you know, he just kind of talked like this, and I'm sorry to bother you. This is embarrassing, you know. I'm trying to figure out, you know, I can't find my cigars. This is embarrassing. You know, he starts doing that kind of a thing, and then yeah, so that way when he rages, it's just kind of a oh geez. It's a lot of fun. It's like, yeah, I died before. It was boring. So I got back up. And you're like, oh. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was gonna give this guy some sidewall hair. Give him a little smirk, like, look at this guy. He thinks he's all big and bad. Look at him. He's all proud of himself. Go for it, man. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, and the thing at the beginning is don't worry about, you know, especially if you're just doing it for fun or getting into the hobby. You know, don't worry about making something that, like, oh, everyone's going to love this. Just do something that you think is going to be fun, that you're going to have fun working on, that you're going to have fun doing. And something that's going to kind of play to your strength. So, like, for me, you know, fantasy barbarians, big dudes, big, strong, buff dudes, and, you know, that kind of fantasy world, that's right up my alley. So so I figured that can give me some wins. But yeah, just have some fun with it. I mean, I was here earlier, I showed my layouts for this page. You know, if you see these, they're extremely loose, extremely rough, absolutely nothing finalized. This is kind of the layout I ended up going with. And then as you can see, I did change this panel in the bottom by the time I got to doing the actual page. But yeah, I just thought storytelling wise that was better. You get the idea that his hands are bound here, so I didn't need that close up. But you know, I did want you to get an idea of who this girl is, because she is going to be a major character in the book and in the story. And you're going to see her really get into action here in the next couple pages that I still need to lay out, but I got them planned at least. Guess I can kind of work on this panel a little bit. There's not going to be a whole lot to this panel. Pretty much all this is going to be black. I'm going to have some captions here, so I don't need to have really any detail. One little thing with eyes, eyelids are way thicker than a lot of people draw them. That can really get you a lot of mileage in terms of shadows and stuff. She's got this little tuft of hair that, there's a little strand of hair that always falls out of the front of her mask. So I want to make sure I get that in there, but I want that to be an interesting shape at the very least. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. There we go. That's what was bothering me. Yeah, that forehead was way too far forward. That's the beauty about pencils, is you can erase and try again. Yeah, so we'll see about this. When it comes to the inking, I may or may not do that. Looks like we got a bot. Awesome. I'm having some password issues right now with Twitch, so I can't get in there and remove them at the moment. Oh, they're not serious issues. I just gotta get in there and do it. And a Sea of Stars is now following. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you are good. Hope all is good with you. Sea of Stars, everything is great over here. I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, for those that don't know, my name's Tim, otherwise known as Gollum Wolf on the interwebs. I'm working on my my first comic book that I will be releasing, hopefully for people to buy if they're interested. This is the first page. It is a barbarian action horror fantasy kind of story that I'm quite proud of. I think will be a lot of fun, and hopefully people will enjoy it as well. Inspired this drawing. Yeah, so this is the first page of my book. So I wrote the script for this in what they call Marvel style, meaning I don't really write, panel by panel and write the dialogue and all that stuff. I don't really do all that. Instead, I just write a paragraph saying, okay, so these, this sequence of pages, we're going to have, this happen. Just kind of describe it in a paragraph form. And then I can figure it out in the layout stage, which is this right here. Very loose, very rough type sketches, just to kind of see it and play with it without spending too much time on it. This was my first attempt at this page. As you can see, I don't know. It's cool. There's some cool elements to it, but it's very busy, very unfocused, not really dramatic at all. So I thought this right here, especially for an opening image, I thought would be a lot more interesting. And then I liked having that panel of this character, who is a main character in the book, having her there, because she's silhouetted on both versions, obviously, but you don't get a chance to really see anything about her here. So I kind of wanted to, yeah, get her in there. Just trying to kind of figure out what I want to do for black placement and shading and all that stuff. I mean, I will be penciling this, or sorry, inking this myself too on blue line. So I'm not too stressed about it, but you know, the more I can figure out in this stage, the less thinking I have to do, the less problem solving I have to do when it's inking time. And again, this all here is going to be solid black in this panel, so I'm not really going to worry about that too much. I'm such a sucker for hatching. I think it'll look kind of cool. Actually, you know what? I think that's going to look kind of cool. Yeah, one of my microns I have is a 0.05. It's a real thin, very thin pen, and I really like using it for those types of real thin kind of hatching lines. Is it? Nope. It's over here somewhere. My desk is a bit of a mess, so I'll find it somewhere. But these are some of my inking tools I like to use. Oh yeah, here it is, 0.05. The Micron. You can see they have a real fine, real thin tip on them, so you can get some real fine lines. I tend to kind of use those as a shading thing for when I'm yeah, for getting kind of like a gray tone instead of a solid black. Let's see. Okay, now let's spend some time on this guy here. Hopefully this is all. I'm going to do my best to keep us all on the screen. I'm going to try to, let's see. Tell you what, actually, let's go to this guy. Yeah, again, this guy's going to be relatively small in the background, so we're not going to worry about giving him too much detail or anything, but I do want to get... Hold on. Will you have magic in your story? Yes. Yes, I will. And the magic in this world, like your typical Conan type or a lot of that barbarian fantasy, is when magic does show up, it's usually terrifying. It's not a yeah, the magic in this world is not going to be a very pleasant thing. Not always. There are exceptions, of course, but my main character here, Dom, and I, I'm not going to spoil it, but let's just say he's had some very negative experiences with magic users in the past, so he's not exactly fond of them. Give him his axe. He's happy. But yeah, actually, one of the main villains. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but yeah, he does use filthy mages exactly. One of the main villains of the story. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but yeah, he definitely uses magic, and it's not pleasant. Let's just say. It's fun. I just recently finished reading The Devils by Joe Abercrombie, which is a fantastic book. I'm a huge fan of him as a writer. And it's really funny the way he approaches magic users in that book. They're all various degrees of egotistical and pompous and self-important. I thought it was great. Oh yeah, I was going to work on this guy. Whoops. Got a little sidetrack here. Let's see. Evil nerds of the fantasy. Exactly. I'm not strong enough to punch you, so I will hex you and use all my spells. You better fear me. You better fear me or else. Fear me. And then Domino's all like, no. I fear no man. Yeah, I don't know if you're like, oh yeah, I think you were here for that. And I was talking about, I was playing a barbarian, and I remember I read this thing online. I thought it was funny. It had a bunch of different kind of mottos / words of wisdom for the different D&D classes, and for barbarian, it said faces are turning out great. Thank you. For the barbarian, their motto was if violence doesn't solve your problem, it means you're not using enough of it. I don't know. I love that. I always loved that. Let's see here. I don't want to get that. I kind of want to have a hook. I want to give him like a real hooked nose. God, I love these pencils. I've turned into a pretty big Tombow fanboy. Tombow makes these pencils. They're freaking sweet. Let's see here. How can I make this guy a little different? Tell you what, let's give him a little more of a kind of a sunken in kind of face. Maybe this guy's had it kind of rough. Let's give him kind of a hook nose, real sunken eyes. His hair's a bit wild and unkempt. Something like that, maybe. That works, because then I can really shadow out the cheekbones, shadow out the eyes. Yeah, and since these characters are going to be quite small on the page, I don't want to go too crazy on detailing them. Well, for one, you just wouldn't see it anyway. 2, it's a massive waste of time, because, again, you wouldn't see it. And 3, it actually kind of defeats the purpose, because the point is I want you to look here more than anything. I want you to look right here at this guy. And you know how film and movies and TV and all that, they can force your eye to go where they want you to by how they focus the camera. You know, they can have certain areas out of focus and other areas in focus, and that's kind of how that guides your eye. Now, in comics and illustration, we can do that by where we put our detail. So since I want you to look here, I'm going to give you a lot more detail and a lot more contrast, a lot more shadows and highlights, that kind of a thing, because I really want you to look here. And that's another reason why I've got like this, you know, spear kind of framing him, this spear framing him. That's why I got the door framing him. I got her kind of facing towards him. I got him looking at him. I got the the rotund captain guy facing him. Yeah, because it's all meant to direct your eye. So like these guys right here, these are kind of more set dressing type characters. So I'm not gonna worry too much about giving them a lot of detail. As long as they don't compete with any of the other characters I got, then I'm good. But I can still have some fun with it, you know, give him just some real sunken cheeks and just black this all out, and then I want to make sure to keep that little halo around around this guy. Yeah, and all these slavers, I'm kind of making them up as I go, because yeah, they're there, but you know, I didn't really feel like taking the time to flesh out their designs. Unlike Domini and my main female character Elodie, I put a lot of work into designing them because I want to make sure that, you know, for one, I keep it consistent, and two, you know, something that looks kind of cool. But like these guys here, I'm okay with them looking a little bit generic, because, you know, it kind of tells people, hey, I can relate to these guys. I've seen these kinds of characters before. You're like, look, I know slavers are bad, so I'm not gonna feel bad at all for what may or may not be happening to them in the next few pages. Let's see. Honestly, I think that's about all I'm going to do for this guy. I don't really want to give him too much else. I think that might be it for him. I just got to blacken in the spearhead. Yeah, I did rule this out earlier, so I shouldn't. But I'll definitely rule it again when I ink it. And I am going to be scanning this in and turning it to blue line when I ink it, so I don't have to worry about screwing it up too much. I have to draw a giant crowd of people. Yeah, dude, crowds are fun. They can be, depending on how you set it up. Yeah, it's all about how you set it up, man. But yeah, no, I get you. it can definitely feel monotonous at times, but for me, crowd scenes are fun places to experiment with, like caricaturing and cartooning and really pushing stuff. But yeah, I know. But sometimes it's just like, oh my god, yeah. There's just it's that whole I have an army of angels versus an army of demons, and you're just like, oh geez. That was written by someone that never was drawn. Something that takes 2 seconds to write, but might take 3 days to draw. Let's see. And again, a lot of this stuff I'm going to be figuring out as I ink it too. But like I said earlier, I kind of want to just give myself a kind of a fallback in case I'm at that inking stage and I just don't know what else I want to do. And yeah, there's this halo effect I'm doing. I don't know if that's coming across on camera, but yeah, basically you want to leave just a little white line between the shadow and the other subject so they don't blend in. If you want to keep that edge, there's a amazing artist named Michael Golden. He was a master at that technique. So. Hey Jess, how's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is what we got so far. Well, let's see. Camera anyway. I still got a lot to do up here, but this is kind of the gist of where we're at so far. But thank you. I'm glad you like it. So hey Hedgeman, what are you drawing a giant crowd for? Is this your own book? Let's see. Good, thank you very much. Yeah, I want to get the pencils at least done tonight, so that way, when it comes time to stream with the great Creative Faye and Fabrizio Aiello, because they're going to be working on their own comics. My goal is to have this pencils done tonight, so I can ink it tomorrow while I'm hanging out with them on stream. It'll be a lot of fun. It won't be on my channel. It'll be on Creative Faye's channel on YouTube, and she's got a great channel and a great artist. And Fabrizio Aiello is also a phenomenal artist himself. He's got a great book out called Horace H. Hoover. I've read the first issue so far. I've got the rest of it. I need to read it. I need to read. At least that's out now. He's working on issue 4. I got the first 3 that are currently out. A lot of fun. Very, very fun, kind of pulpy, just whimsical but clever, pulpy kind of stuff. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a manga. Okay, cool. May I ask what your manga's about? I mean, if that's spoilers and whatnot, that's fair. You don't have to tell me, but I'm just curious. I love hearing what other people are working on. Yeah, so he's gonna have the pauldrons. This guy's gonna have even less I already gave this guy a big mustache, so I can't really do that to him. Sorry. Trying to avoid going off camera. Let's see. So we got that guy, we got this guy with kind of a normal head of hair. Sure, it's while these higher beings take humans from different worlds and mod them into assassins, then send them into other worlds to find the gods of those worlds and kill them. Dude, that's awesome. That sounds awesome. Yeah, good luck with that, man. That sounds like that sounds awesome. Yeah, I admit my experience with manga is very limited, so I'm always open to checking more out. I was a 90s kid, so I grew up on 90s Image and stuff like that, but yeah, that sounds like a great concept, dude. Kind of like God of War, but yeah, kind of like an isekai with God of War elements to it. I dig it, man. I dig it. Oh, for sure, man. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. Gotcha. Okay, cool. That's fun, man. That's fun. Oh yeah, man, the world building potential for something like that is really cool because you can just keep going as you go. That's fun. Yeah, Dominai is going to be kind of more of a little bit of a kind of that James Bond, Conan type character where it's, you know, he's not really gonna have too many like character arcs so much because he's pretty much is who he is. But the story arcs are going to come from the other characters they interact with. It's difficult for the human assassins. All the steroids and magic injected, they are still but pissant to gods. Oh, sure. Well, yeah, I mean, the idea of fighting a god, I don't know. All the steroids in the world, I'm still like, I don't know, man. God might be it. This dude's a god, so that's a, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's good. That's stakes. Again, being a 90s kid, you know, I grew up with like Dragon Ball Z and stuff. In these worlds, the god of the said worlds don't know. So they have to do clever things to lure them out. Ah, gotcha. That's cool. That's cool. And they're about to hand it to him. Cool, man. That sounds like fun. So are you gonna get like power-ups and you know, like weaponry, or is it just oh crap. So I kind of get like a correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm kind of getting like a, what is it, like a Suicide Squad meets like isekai kind of thing, with a little bit of God of War elements. That's kind of what I'm hearing. That's kind of what I'm picturing when I read that. But that's really cool, man. I like that. Let's see. Dominai's got a mohawk, so we're not going to give him. Yeah, somewhat. You get a weapon capable of hurting a god, but it varies from person to person. Gotcha. Okay. Nice. Yeah, this book here I'm doing, it's obviously, you know, barbarian fantasy, as I've said, but I'm pulling a little bit from, if you know Edgar Allan Poe, he has the Telltale Heart. There's a little bit of that pulled from it. That's where some of the horror elements are coming from. I don't really want to spoil how that's coming in, but yeah, no, it's fun pulling different inspirations and seeing how you can twist them and mold them into something different. Molded by it. But good luck with that, man. Rolls is in line to get his weapon, and then he gets a big knife. He complains. No, good guy. The higher being explains to him. Oh, I gotta know. What does he explain? That the knife is more deadly than the sword? Or than the gun? I mean, I admit I'm a lot better with a gun than I am a knife. I mean, I'm okay with a knife. The weapon is doing. Some people make things easier on themselves. Again, some people make things harder on themselves. Oh, okay, cool. I like that. So it's kind of on you to determine what kind of weapon you're going to get. I like that. Yeah, again, this guy I'm not really too worried about people looking at too much, because he's just kind of more of a window dressing, kind of setting the scene, like, hey, I exist. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, for sure. It's a little bit kind of like the barbarian tropes that I'm playing with. One thing I love about the barbarian, trope is that whole, they abandon or they reject the idea of your quote unquote civilized society. They don't. That's kind of what Conan does. He's obviously the best of the barbarians out there. He's all. I don't care what kind of, title you give yourself, what kind of rules you set. If you're not able to, enforce those rules by the strength of your arm and instead hiding behind the blood of, others to claim your greatness, then you are not worthy of my respect, kind of a thing. And, Dominai's definitely got that part of. He's going to have that in spades for sure. He wanders and goes and does what he wants, and anyone wants to stop him from doing that, they are more than welcome to try. See how that goes for him. There's this great Conan story where he tracks down this dude that severely betrayed him and a buddy of his, and basically sold them to these otherworldly people as slaves and whatnot. And Conan, of course, being Conan, gets freed and tracks this dude down. And broad daylight in this middle of this village, just walks right up to him and just cleaves his buddy in half that he's talking to. And then the guy takes off running onto the hills, and Conan, of course, chases him down. And there's this constable there watching this whole thing, just going like, "Hey!" And he chases after both of them out into the woods outside, or onto the the woods outside the city. And the constable's like, "Hey, man, you can't just like kill people." He didn't say it that way, but you know, hey, we have laws here. I don't know who you think you are. And Conan just looks right at the constable with his sword out, just going, "This man betrayed me and his kin and left us to die. Nothing but justice was served here this day. If you disagree, you're welcome to share his fate." and Conan was just like, and the constable was just like, "All right, yep, cool, man, yeah, all right, yep, no worries." So, yep, we'll just, we'll leave it be. So Dominai's definitely going to have that kind of element to him. So, I admit, when it comes to anime and manga, I'm very much a novice. So are there any, Hidgeman, is there any, like, particular animes that inspired your work, or any kind of, well, I guess it doesn't have to be anime, but just kind of anything in particular that inspired that story? No, I'm a white belt and we. Gotcha. I wrote the story. Took some time deciding to go comic or manga. Gotcha. White belt weeb. I like that. I'm gonna have to steal that from you. I can. Okay. White belt weeb. I relate to that pretty heavily. Yeah, I was at a convention several months ago now. Geez, and I just made this rule of thumb for me. If I see cosplayers as characters I don't recognize, I'm just gonna guess that it's manga or anime. So it would be better. So I had to do a bunch of studying. Gotcha. Okay, that's cool. That's cool, man. Yeah, like I said, most of my anime, manga, anime experience is, like 90s stuff, like Dragon Ball Z and Digimon and Pokemon, that kind of stuff. Can't say I, know much else beyond that. I was, 90s X-Men, Image, that kind of stuff. Todd McFarlane, Joe Madureira. Was it Fabrizio, who we're going to be streaming with here tomorrow? I was watching one of his live streams, and he was inking one of his pages, and he made a kind of a funny observation, but I think there's a lot of truth to it, that when you're texturing, 90% of the textures you draw is wood. And I think I think there's some truth to that. Oh. Trying to make my fire look a little more random here. It would be one you panel a Cyberpunk world. Yeah. Well, Cyberpunk's not just limited to anime. It's, I mean, Cyberpunk's been around, been around a long time, but I know it's really popular in anime. And, but yeah, no, that's cool, man. So yeah. But yeah, there's always exceptions and blends and, how they all blend over. And I love a lot of that stuff. It's fun. So this up here, I'm just gonna pretty much all black out, so I'm not gonna worry about that too much. This can all just go black. And whenever I'm shading a big area, I just use a giant pencil. I'll put that world aside and I went with Fantasy World first. Yeah, I get it. Well, I know, yeah, for me personally, I'm definitely more comfortable with drawing, more organic shapes, that kind of thing. That's a little bit more up my alley. But, I mean, there are some people that are just crazy good with tech. Like Art Adams is first one that comes to mind. Him or Joe Madureira. Or if you even just some of the old school guys like, Jack Kirby or Wally Wood, Frank Rosetta. Like when you see what those guys do with their tech, it's insane. But yeah, that's definitely not tech is not a strong suit for me. I mean, I can kind of, cheat it to make it look somewhat okay, make it look somewhat believable, but yeah, that's about it. I'm just going to have to kind of guess with it. Here, I'm getting a lot of smearing down here, so I'm just going to put a paper down. And again, a lot of this wood texture, I'm just going to... a lot of this wood texture is going to go in when I do the actual inking, so I'm not going to worry too much. But I just kind of want to just leave myself some indication that this is, in fact, wood. And basically, I got a wood board here. And then we got another big wood board. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about this dude. Let's see, let's just... You know what, here, I think what I'm going to do is... First of all, I'm going to skip this song. There. Sorry, that song was getting on my nerves. Let's see. We'll just... Oh, you can't hear the song? Okay. Well, that's probably for the best. Yeah, as they were saying, it was a little bit too loud earlier, so I turned it down. And I don't know. Part of me is thinking about just not even bothering with music, and just doing, just me chatting. But I don't know how entertaining that will be. Let's see, which one's this? 0.5, perfect. Yeah, they said this is supposed to be the alternative rock station, but they're got some weird stuff in there. All right, anyway. Let's whoop. Yeah, that works for me. We'll just kind of... Yeah, again, he's kind of way in the background, or he's quite a bit back in the background, so I'm not really going to worry about making him visible. And then, yeah, for this... Probably just going to hatch that. Screw it. We'll just silhouette the hole. We'll just silhouette them all out. Except for the spear. There. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And then we'll just make sure that this little area around the spearhead is clear enough. There. Christina Sandage. Hey, hey, hey. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Let's see. Yeah, again, a lot of this is stuff I'm gonna finish off with inks. Let me shrink that. And the beauty about this is, since I am going to be blue lining this and inking it on a separate piece of paper, if I screw it up completely, I'll have a backup that I can so I can just print it. I can just print it off again and try it again. Nope, I don't want. just put some different kind of details and rock stuff and that kind of stuff here. Yeah, again, I don't want to lose this silhouette, so I'm not going to get too crazy with it. But actually, one thing I can try to do, just as an experiment here, now just picture that being solid black and solid white, having that like dark outline around her. Actually, I'm kind of digging that. So if yeah, let's see. Yeah, as long as I keep that outline clean. I'm kind of digging that, actually. Now, I know it looks a little bit messy right now, but yeah, obviously when I ink this, it'll be a lot more clean. But, you know, just trying to get that solid, real thin kind of white outline around her. That's an idea. That's an idea I'm going to play with. There's already a lot of silhouetting going on anyway, so that can kind of work. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that. Okay, I think we're gonna call that good. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for page 1 pencils. That's Very exciting. And of course, I say that, but of course, as soon as I say it, I'm going to start making more tweaks. But yeah, we want to be done with this. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be almost done. Hold on. Nope. Yeah. Spoke too soon. Almost done. Alright. Okay, for reals now. For reals now, we are gonna call this. So yeah, so that is gonna be it for page 1 of my Domini story. Hey Jake, thanks for coming in. Sorry. I'll tell you what, we're not quite done yet. I'm always saying I'm done, but I'm just kidding. I'm not quite done yet. I'm just gonna tweak this here. Fill that in. Because I want to do. And, yeah. Yeah, there we go. But, yeah, thanks for coming in, Jake. Hope all's good with you. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. This stream was rather impromptu. But, yeah, my main goal was just I want to get these pencils done on my first page for Domini, which I am just doing here. There's kind of roughly how it looks. And I'm going to be... yeah, so tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time, I will be live streaming. I mentioned it a few times throughout the broadcast, but obviously people come in and out. I will be live streaming with the awesome Creative Faye and Fabrizio Aiello. We're going to be streaming on Creative Faye's YouTube channel, and we're going to be hanging out and drawing together, working. We're each going to be working on our own comic book pages. So I'm going to scan this in, convert it to blue line, and then I'm going to be inking it on that live stream. So anybody that's interested in that kind of thing, please, I'd love to see you there. I'd love to come hang out. Hear from you guys. We're just gonna see what happens, but yeah, so anyway, this is page 1 of 20, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And like I said, once this gets done, or getting close to done, I will not be shutting up about this, but we got a while yet before we get there. But it's coming. It is coming. So anyway, yeah, so that is, I guess, all I got. I'm just gonna keep noodling this until I move away. But I just want to keep going. But nope, we're gonna call it good. So there. So anyway, but yeah, so for those that came in earlier, this was my first attempt at this page. I did like a big wide shot here. I don't know, there's just something about it that just really didn't sit well with me. Progress is progress, exactly. Something about this page just didn't really sit well with me. It was, well, obviously outside of some perspective errors, I just thought it was kind of bland. It didn't really have a lot of focus to it. I mean, yeah, it gave you a good layout, but of what's going on, but I don't know, it just didn't feel very dramatic to me. So I redid it and came up with this version. I redid the layout, you know, here's the layout I ended up coming up with. There's a few other ideas that I came up with, and I didn't really care for any of them. So this is kind of the one I came up with. Now, obviously, I did change this last panel for this page. I originally had a close-up on Domini's hands here, but I just thought it'd probably be better to actually show Elodie's face, because you know, you can see here that his hands are bound, so doing a close-up on that would be rather redundant, and I didn't want to do that. So good job, love it. Thank you, Mama. See, guys, my mom's a fan, so that means you should be too. But seriously, thank you, Mom, very much. I love it. Thank you. I love my mama. But anyway, yeah, so that is it for real now. I'm just going to keep blabbling as I want to do. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and call that good before I think of anything else I want to ruin. And thank you guys, for everyone that hung out, for all the new followers, Sea of Stars, God Dragon, and a few others that aren't seeing as I scroll. But yeah, H. Hitchman, and again, thank you guys for the follows this week. And